to my channel. It's Riva Giselle here. As you can tell by the title, we are talking about how I teach my kids at home, how homeschool's been going, and what I've learned so far. I asked my husband to kind of help me out here and asked a couple of questions that he thought that people would ask and wonder. I got some questions from him to help me guide you through this video. So if you think you're like, hey, I don't need any help with any homeschooling, I got this down, you can simply click out of the video. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first question is, how much time do you spend on learning with the kids? So at first, I will admit, I was kind of like gung-ho and I got really overly excited. When I get into something, I get really passionate about it. So we were spending about 5, almost 6 hours daily on school curriculum, and that is a lot. That's overwhelming because I'm thinking, you know, they start school at 9 a.m. and they go all the way to 2:45 p.m. and so the whole time I'm teaching them all math, writing, reading, and it kind of got overwhelming. And just hearing feedback from other parents and teachers that all they need is about an hour to an hour and a half. So I've really scaled it down and made it fun for the kids, where I've kind of broken up each subject and made it in a total of an hour to an hour and a half. And it's such a healthy amount too, because the kids aren't overwhelmed, you're not overwhelmed, and they're still learning. Do you follow the same sleep schedule? I'm gonna be real here, guys, as if I'm not being real, but when we wake up and we've started our morning, once we brush our teeth, eaten our breakfast, made our bed, that's when we'll start our school day. So sometimes we'll wake up really early and start, or sometimes, most of the days lately, we've been starting at around 9:30, 10 a.m. and that's okay. Another thing that I've learned is when your kids get adequate sleep throughout the night and they feel refreshed, they're more likely to be ready to learn. And that's what I've learned with my own kids, and that's for myself too. Like if I get my, you know, solid 8 hours of sleep or more, then I'm ready to teach and I have more patience, I have more energy, and I'm just like ready to go through the day. How do I know if I'm doing it right? Honestly, I don't know. I just gauge it with the kids. If the kids look like they're having fun, they're smiling, and they're sharing how much they love the class, or they're not enjoying the class, then that's how I know. And another great tip too is journaling. So every morning before the kids start their math or their reading, we start with their journals first, and I get them to write down what they did the day before or the day of, and write what they learned. And that kind of gives me an idea if they're enjoying or not enjoying the class. But I learn a lot from them just from their from their writing in their journals. How do you balance online versus table work? So again, it's kind of gauging what your kids want to learn. For my kids, they really expressed how they love learning from me. I'll have days where I teach them the map of Canada, I'll teach them how to measure, I'll teach them open and closed body language, things like that, and they really enjoy it because it's more interactive and it's more personable and one-on-one, whereas if they're doing work online, they're not really getting that face time. And just like adults, kids have their own learning style as well, so keeping in mind and observing how your kids like to learn really helps a lot. So I kind of just feel it out in a way. So for example, if I can see like the kids are just kind of over it and they're kind of getting bored about their online learning, awesome, what do you want to learn today? And there's one instance where Lara's like, Mom, I like learning from you, I like listening to you. And I said, okay, that's amazing, so let's go to the drawing board, which I have a whiteboard at home, and then we'll kind of learn something new on that board. So recently I've taught them about Canada, the different provinces and cities, and it's been so fun for the kids and for myself as well. Okay, so my next question here is, what subjects are most important? The packages that the kids receive from their teachers every week, they always have reading, writing, math, and drawing in their journals. Those are the 4 things that are always included in the package. And I always think too, like, what kind of things that that apply in real life. Like, what are some things that you need to live out there in the world? Math is super important. You need to know your basic math to buy your groceries. You're gonna need to learn how to read, to cross the street, to look at directions. So I think those are the most essential. I kind of break it down to about, so for example, one day I'll do math for 20 minutes, reading for 20 minutes, and writing for 20 minutes. So that equates to 60 minutes, 1 hour of schoolwork at home. And then anything else kind of extra, I leave that afterwards. Some fun activities like bird watching outside, naming all the birds that you see, maybe cooking to teach the kids how to measure and cook at home, I think is really important as well. Okay, next question. What if I don't remember how? Math. That is a great question, husband. Honestly, I've reached out to other friends and family, and fortunately I do have friends who are teachers as well. I reach out to them and get their help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, guys. They're not gonna think you're stupid, and if they do, then they're just not good friends. But you're learning with them. And for me, I've been really lucky that I have a really supportive husband who's really good at math, so we kind of tag team, and yeah, and it works. But so far my kids are 6 years old and 8 years old, so the math that they're learning right now I'm able to understand and teach them. But don't be afraid to reach out and see what resources are out there to help you learn, and you know, because there's things out there that we forget over time, and that's okay. That's normal. You're a human being. What are good field trips to take? Oh, that's a good question. So I personally love taking the kids to our backyard. Our backyard has our garden. It has birds you can see, different plants, different trees, the sky, everything. Looking out in the stars at night, teaching them about space, things like that. It's all out there for you. Depending where you're from, you could also take small trips to maybe, for us, we're really fortunate. We have a park nearby where there's not a lot of people around and it's pretty isolated. So I like to take the kids there, and we like to learn about different shrubs, trees, plants, animals, where the water comes from, you name it. So anywhere, really. You can even do it in your own kitchen. Asking them where you can find the fruits and vegetables, which fruits do you keep in the fridge, which one you can keep out. Asking them the importance of food safety, things like that. So you can give them a field trip in your kitchen, or even in the laundry room, teaching them the basics of hygiene and keeping your clothes clean. You can give them like a little field trip about the laundry room. It's everywhere around you, so you can be creative. Next question. Do I talk to them like a teacher or parent? Is it discipline the same? It's situational. This is a little bit hard to answer, but the way I talk to my kids is I kind of position. So for example, if my kids are like kind of like lying down and they don't seem like they're showing open body language and they're not willing to learn anymore, I ask them, if you're my teacher and I was lying down and sleeping, how would that make you feel? So asking them how they would feel in that situation helps a lot, just kind of giving them perspective and seeing it from your own point of view, I think is a really good way of positioning it. But for the most part, I teach them as if I'm their mom, but also telling them the importance of why I'm teaching what. So hopefully I answered that right, but again, I'm still learning. Big picture, don't forget you are human. We're in this together. This is such a crazy time, so it's okay not to be good at it. It's okay not to be perfect. I'm not perfect. Man, I'm learning every single day. I freaking suck sometimes, and I lose my marbles, and I get frustrated. I get sad. I cry. I laugh. We're all human here. There's some people out there who have it way worse that don't have this opportunity. So I'm personally so grateful for all the time I get to spend with my kids. I'm enjoying every minute of it, the good and the bad and the ugly. And I just, who knows how long this will last. It could end tomorrow. It can go for a long time. So Let's be kind to one another and help each other out. And I hope you guys are staying safe and staying at home. But at the same time, don't forget to self-care and self-love. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye!